It's every parent's nightmare. Your child is found severely beaten and you don't know why or who would do something so horrifying. A Hazleton family asking for your help. Our top story on News 13 at 4:30.
From the Samson Production Studios in the heart of Hazleton, Pennsylvania, it's your News 13.
Good evening and thank you for joining us. I'm Kathy Bazinski. Well, A.J. Gorel is 33 years old today, and his parents, they're simply thankful he's still alive. He was the victim of a brutal beating early Sunday. As Christina Papa reports, his anguished parents went to a Crime Watch meeting last night and made a heart-wrenching plea for information about his attacker.
He didn't do anything wrong. He was there, had a few beers, whatever happened after. That's why we're asking everybody, if anybody knows anything at all, call the chief.
The heartbroken parents of A.J. Gorel attended a Crime Watch meeting Thursday night in Hazel Township to ask for the community's help. They even brought pictures. Their son, Andrew A.J., celebrates his 33rd birthday today from a hospital bed in an induced coma. He was found brutally beaten and unresponsive on Lafayette Court Sunday morning with skull fractures, a broken jaw, even his fingers and toes injured. AJ's parents, Carol and Andrew, say AJ was a good kid with a good job, and they can't understand why someone would do this. At times, it was even too difficult for the parents to answer questions.
It's hard enough every time we walk into that intensive care.
Police were unable to identify AJ until Sunday. They say AJ went out Saturday to buy a new phone and perhaps stop for a few drinks with friends. However, they still are not sure of what happened on Sunday.
We're still, as a police department, trying to figure out what caused his skull to be fractured in several places, his jaw to be broke, his nose to be broke, the orbits of his eyes to be broke.
For years, the parents protected their community by watching their Hazleton neighborhood. Now they're in the middle of a crime themselves and can't understand why.
Mother and father that have to sit here and go through what we went through tonight. Believe me, I don't want to see another one of these.
Police say there are people out there who know what happened, and they ask anyone to come forward with information.
You got to remember one thing. What goes around comes around, and we're going to get you.
Christina Papa, News 13, Hazleton.
He was wanted for skipping out of the Luzerne County Prison while on work release. Today, he led police on a foot chase through Hazleton, only to get hit by a car. A Hazleton police officer recognized Michael Verbitsky during a traffic stop today. They've been searching for him since he never returned to the Luzerne County Prison after his work release. Verbitsky bolted, only to be hit by a car on Cedar Street. He's in Geisinger, Wyoming Valley. Then, back to jail.
He was struck, injured. Officers performed first aid on scene. He was transported by EMS to Hazleton General and life-flighted to Geisinger, Wyoming Valley for his injuries. We have notified the Luzerne County Correctional Facility, and they have a guard standing by so that when Mr. Verbitsky is in fact done being treated, he could be transported to prison.
Verbitsky's girlfriend, Shannon Fisher of Freeland, was also in that car. She was charged with possession of drugs and drug paraphernalia. A Shepton woman is headed to trial on charges that she tried to have her landlord and her landlord's boyfriend killed in a murder-for-hire scheme. 36-year-old Jamie Lynn Riley had her preliminary hearing on charges of solicitation to commit criminal homicide and a slew of related charges. Investigators say Riley asked a Shenandoah man if he could find someone to kill her landlord and the landlord's boyfriend. She told him she'd pay to have it done. The man told the landlord about it, who went to East Union Township Police. Officers and Schuylkill County detectives then set up a sting during which Riley repeated the offer to undercover cops, then told them to go ahead with the deal. Jamie Lynn Riley remains at the Schuylkill County Prison on $500,000 straight cash bail. Well, several people were hurt in a two-car crash yesterday on Route 924 just south of Hazleton. Police say 89-year-old Stanley Panko of Harwood Mines was driving south on 924 when he tried to turn left onto Veterans Road. His car was struck by an oncoming car driven by 18-year-old Likey Colon of Hazleton. Panko, Colon, and Panko's passenger, 85-year-old George Panko, also suffered minor injuries and were treated at Hazleton General Hospital. Cologne's passenger, 21-year-old Livy Cabrera Capayan, suffered moderate injuries and was taken to Geisinger, Wyoming Valley. Another passenger in Cologne's car wasn't hurt. Well, they say it's a win-win for Hazleton City and West Hazleton Borough. While they've always helped each other in an emergency, they now have a formal firefighting agreement ensuring they have each other's backs. With a few strokes of a pen from their mayors and fire chiefs, the city and borough entered a new era of fire cooperation.
That makes it official.
The formal agreement doesn't mean the city will provide direct fire protection to the borough or vice versa. It does mean stronger manpower and resources when things get tough.
The residents every day won't see West Hazleton fire trucks here. They won't see Hazleton fire trucks in West Hazleton. But if there's that major emergency that does happen, and we all know from time to time that doesn't, that occur. We hope it never occurs. We hope there's, but there is those times where a major emergency is required, that we do have the cooperation agreement that we can work with them to assist us, and they can work with them assisting them also.
How it's going to affect the people in West Hazleton is they're going to have an increase in fire protection, more so than what they've had over the past decades, and they're going to see possibly Hazleton City fire trucks coming in to help extinguish fires and or any kind of large-scale emergencies that we may need their help for.
The trend statewide is regional cooperation among fire departments. Both departments say it makes sense in terms of dollars and cents when it comes to buying equipment and getting training. The agreement is a good start toward that mutual support.
We will help each other. We'll be more efficient. We have pieces of equipment they need. They have pieces of equipment we need. And manpower is always a problem.
But at the end of the day, the biggest benefit of the agreement will come to the people of both communities.
In today's day and age in the fire service, we all realize that everyone has to work together, and you got to be cooperative and working with each other. And most importantly, we got to do this for the safety and of our citizens. I mean, they're the number one people that we got to work for. Our citizens we protect, serve each and every day is number one.
Both communities say they invite and encourage other local municipalities to talk about joining them to expand fire cooperation. And let's check the winning midday lottery numbers. Good luck if you play. The daily number, yep, that's correct, 000. The big 4, 2099. Quinto, 52493. And the treasure hunt, 5, 15, 20, 21, and 30. Hope you won.
Good evening, everyone, and here's tonight's Talk of the Town report. First tonight, you are invited to Faith Assembly's annual Easter Egg Extravaganza. Join Faith Assembly for over 10,000 Easter eggs, lots of prizes, games, crafts, and their giant inflatable slide. It will be held Saturday, March 23rd from 10 a.m. to noon, and the best part, the entire event is free. Be sure to bring an empty basket or bag. And finally tonight, Tamaqua Transfer will be having an electronic recycling program to be held May 18th from 8 a.m. to noon. There is no charge for this service, and residents are reminded that these items are no longer acceptable for regular weekly pickup. For more info, call 570-668-4515. That's tonight's Talk of the Town. News 13 would like to send sincere condolences to the family and friends of these recently departed. George Marchak of McAdoo. Funeral will be held Monday at 9:30 a.m. from the Stanley Anilowski Funeral Home. Friends may call Monday from 8:30 to 9:30 a.m. Annette Marie Latella Secolia of Hazleton. Services will be private and under the direction of the John J. Pustai Funeral Home. George P. Colpon Sr. of Hazleton. Arrangements will be announced by the Frank J. Bonin Funeral Home. Francis A. Ritchie, formerly of Sugarloaf. Arrangements will be announced by the Lehman Family Funeral Service. And Lauren Saminsky, formerly of Whitehaven. Arrangements will be announced by the Lehman Family Funeral Service. Tonight's obituaries have been brought to you by the Smile Axe Floral Shop located on 15th Street in Hazleton. Palm crosses are now on sale by calling 570-454-0111. And by Mia's, once again the Hazleton area's #1 rated restaurant. Call 570-501-3410 for information on luncheon packages.
Here at the Hazleton Animal Shelter for this week's Adopt Me. And although Easter is coming up, our featured dog Buddy seems like he's ready for Christmas.
That's right, he's dressed in his little Christmas sweater for no reason other than it's very warm and he likes it. His name is Buddy. He came into us already neutered. He's a little 3 to 4 year old Yorkshire Terrier. He's very sweet. He happened to test positive for Lyme and he has a few of his pills left until he's through being medicated.
And what would you say about Buddy? How is he around other people or animals?
He seems to love other people. He seems a little bit intimidated by larger dogs. He gets along very well with animals his size. Larger dogs like labs or rotties, he's a little bit intimidated by. But we've seen no aggression from him whatsoever to children, adults, or other animals. He seems very sweet.
Okay, and he doesn't seem very yippy again for a smaller dog. He just seems very calm and just likes wandering around.
Yes, correct. He's not a loud, yippy kind of dog. He's not the ankle biter, as one would say. He's a small dog, but he has a big heart, and he's very friendly and quiet. He seems fairly well behaved. I think even an apartment or a half double he may get along well in.
Okay, and there's Buddy now. Let's head back on into the shelter. Now we are here in the female cat colony where it seems that it's getting a little overcrowded, Chris.
That is true. We do have quite an overabundance of cats up here in the female colony. The males are a bit more sparse. We don't know the reason for it, but that's how it is. Every single cat in here is spayed, current on their vaccinations, and of course tested negative for feline leukemia and FIV. One of the nice things about bringing the camera here into the colony itself, instead of singling out a particular cat, you can see how well they all get along with each other. And you'll see we have a good variety of colors, a good variety of hair lengths. There's some domestic short hairs, some domestic medium hairs, and a good variety of age as well. We have everything from 6 to 8 month old cats up to 3 to 5 years old. And you can see these colony cats are well conditioned to be around other animals. They're good with other cats, and they're ready for a home.
Yes, there seems to be a cat in here for everybody. There's all different kinds of personalities. Some are loungers, some like to play around, and some just like to be cuddled with.
That's correct. You can tell the cats that are going to be more playful and energetic, a little bit spunkier. You can tell the cats that just want to snuggle up with another cat, and you can tell the cats that are completely fixated on human attention. So this is our female cat colony. Every single one of them will be microchipped in their adopter's name upon leaving.
And if you guys at home are interested in any of the cats that you've seen today, or even Buddy in his Christmas sweater, stop down at the Hazelton Animal Shelter at 101 North Poplar Street. And for this week's Adopt Me, I'm Stephanie Gorney. Today's Adopt Me segment is brought to you by Brook Hill Animal Hospital, located at Brook Hill Square, northeast in Cunningham. Brook Hill Animal Hospital helps our pets live healthier, happier lives. Call 788-3700 or visit at www.brookhillanimalhospital.com.
And time now for our regional weather from the National Weather Service. Checking the radar, you can see the sprinkles, little something moving through the area. That's going to move through tonight. It might intensify a bit tomorrow, just in time, unfortunately, for St. Patrick's Day parades in both Wilkes-Barre and Pottsville. Creative condition, anything but the kind of day we're actually having. It's by Kelly Rogers. She's a third grader at West Hazelton Elementary Middle School, and she says it's hot and sunny summer weather. She's in her pool. She's got the lounge chair with the umbrella set up. She's even got a cool drink on that table. Now let's take a look at News 13 weather from the National Weather Service for Greater Hazelton tonight. Scattered rain and snow showers into the overnight with a low down to 22 degrees. Then for Saturday, chance of light snow starting in the morning through late afternoon, about a half-inch accumulation. High, though, getting up to 37. Evening flurries with a low of 20 degrees. For Sunday, mostly sunny with a high near 37. Nighttime low of about 24. Then again on Monday, 50% chance of snow with a high near 33. Changing to snow, freezing rain, and sleet likely during the overnight with a low around 32. For Tuesday, a 30% chance of snow with a high of only 32 degrees. Moving over to Schuylkill County tonight, rain and snow through the evening, then a slight chance of snow overnight, low down to 26. Then for tomorrow, parade day, 50% chance of snow through the day. Accumulation 1 to 2 inches, could be iffy. High near 35 degrees. Snow ending during the evening with a low around 25. Every Sunday, partly sunny with a high near 38. Slight chance of snow showers overnight, a low down to 25. Then Monday, you've got a rain and snow mix likely continuing into the overnight. The high near 35, low down to 30. For Tuesday, a chance of rain and snow showers with a high near 40 degrees. And still ahead on News 13, it was time for a big sports celebration at a local high school. Mike Madry will tell you all about it in News 13 Sports. And then students at one local school go to Broadway, performing a Tony-winning play. We'll take you backstage when News 13 continues.
SSPTV Sports on News 13.
What's going on? I'm Mike Madry filling in for Fred Barletta on this Friday afternoon. A lot of action taking place tonight, especially in the PIAA. Might as well call it March Madness Junior. For most of the action is going on tonight, and the rest of the brackets will be playing Saturday. Let's first start off with tonight's game. Boys single A action, Sankofa going head-to-head against Math and Civic Science, and then the nightcap of that game, Vo going up against School at Church Farm. Those games can be seen at LaSalle High School, which is just under 2 hours away. Bishop Carroll takes on Lincoln Park, and no, that's not the band. That game is at Hempfield Area High School, 7 p.m. sharp. Out near Pittsburgh, we've got Smithport at St. Johnsburg. That game is at Clarion University, 7 p.m. as well. Switching brackets, boys AAA, we've got Newman Goretti. They're playing Doondall. Catch that one at Coatesville Area High School, 7 p.m. start. Abington Heights, yeah, they're still in it, and they're going strong. JT Snow putting Abington on his back and really carrying the team. They tip off against Imoda Charter in Allentown. Start time at 7 p.m. Archbishop Carroll competes against Charriers Valley, 7 p.m. start time at the Chambers Area High School. Montour, that's up in Western PA. They are facing General McLean. A weird start time. They're tipping off at 8. Nonetheless, this one is at Newcastle Area High School. Besides the boys, the girls are also playing tonight, so let's jump right into that. Notre Dame GP, they play St. Basil Academy at the Shillington High School. They start at 6. York Catholic, they look to improve against Pine Grove. York had a lot of foul trouble against Dunmore in their victory. 7 p.m. start time in the Enola for that one. Bishop, Caneve, and Burrell going to fight this one out at North Hills High School in Pittsburgh, 6 p.m. start time. Seton, LaSalle, and Mohawk, 6 p.m. start at the Newcastle High School. Meanwhile, still in girls, however, we transition to Quad A, Springford facing Dover Area. Dover Area coming off a 1-point win over Nazareth. That game can be seen at Garden Spot High School. Cardinal O'Hara taking on Central Dolphin, 7:30 start in Shillington. North Penn, Cumberland Valley dueling it out at the Garden Spot High School. That game is following the Springford game at 7:30. Mount Lebanon and Charters Valley playing in Pittsburgh at 8 p.m. Meanwhile, let's take a brief look at Saturday's game on tap. You're looking at the boys' Double-A bracket. We've got a 1 o'clock game in Marts Hall, Trinity and Loyal Sock battling it out. This should be a good one and a great crowd at Marts Hall, as always. Moving on, Holy Cross and Constitution facing off, 1 o'clock start at Parkland High School in Allentown. Meanwhile, boys Quad A, those boys from Chester taking on Great Valley. And many people are wondering if anyone can knock off Chester and upset them. Don't know if this matchup, we will see it, but we'll just wait and see. Coatesville and St. Joe's Prep play each other, 1 o'clock start in Warminster. Meanwhile, we switch to Saturday Single A girls. The Steelton squad tipping off against Tri-Valley. We'll see what Tri-Valley can do in this bracket. Folks, we see them in Hazleton, and they looked good, dominating 25-0 Valley Forge. Nevertheless, 3 p.m. start in Reading. Meanwhile, girls AAA Prep Charter facing Bethlehem Catholic, another team that looks strong in Hazleton. Another matchup to watch, Scranton Prep facing Villa Maria. Can Scranton Prep keep the season going? We'll just have to wait and find out. Tune in Monday where our professor of PIAA bracketology returns. Fred Barletta will wrap this up for you on Monday.
End of the week, and well, you know what that means. You got to head up to Bottlenecks. It's the all-night happy hour. They got half-price apps and drink specials from open to close, and that includes the huge imported beer selection, pool dart, shuffleboard, kitchen open until midnight. And they got those 14 flat-screen TVs. Get up, and you're going to watch the games tonight up at Bottlenecks. They sponsor us right here on SSPTV.
If you want to go out, then you want to go to Bottlenecks, the place everyone is talking about. You want to go where the food is as good as the atmosphere, where you can find mouth-watering steaks, amazing appetizers, seafood, burgers, wraps, and of course, you want to go for the award-winning wings. Bottlenecks is the perfect place to meet with friends for lunch, dinner, or drinks after work. So if you want to go where everyone is having a good time, you want to go to Bottlenecks.
It's the middle Friday of the month, March 15th, St. Patrick's weekend with a brand new Pope, Francis I. This is Short Shots. Hi, everybody. Let's wrap up this past week. But first, a bit of trivia. On this night, 1958, exactly 55 years ago, Ashley High School eliminated the McAdoo Maroons from the PIAA playoff 68-59 before 1,500 at Wilkes University. And speaking of playoff elimination, the Mon area boys were the last fairly local high school team to be ousted on Wednesday night. In college b-ball, the Notre Dame women at 31-1 finally won their Big East after defeating the Yukon Lady Huskies in Connecticut for the third time this season. The Gonzaga guys at 31-2 are still number one in the NCAA after winning the West Coast Conference Tournament Championship. And how about Bucknell, the Patriot League champions? The Bisons at 28-6 are headed to the big dance for the second time in the last 3 years. There will be NCAA Basketball Conference Championships this weekend, and March Madness will begin on Wednesday night. In the NBA, the Miami Heat's win streak has reached 20. What else? Well, the NFL free agent market is simply flooded with aging and overpaid stars, and it appears to be completely out of control. And you know what? A lot of strange things are happening, like Wes Welker, outstanding Patriots receiver, is now a Denver Bronco. Reggie Bush is now a Detroit Lion, and so much more is going on as I speak. And yesterday in college hoops, did you ever see one player shoot and make 8 straight fouls at the end of a game to win? A questionable foul and back-to-back 3 technicals, 2 on the coach. Richmond was leading Charlotte 63-60 before the last 8 shots, and they made them all, but they lost 68-63. Moving closer to home, during a recent and very important high school wrestling match where winners qualified to advance to the state tournament, after a previous warning to cool it, a referee stopped the match and called for security to remove a belligerent fan from the arena, which they did. Kudos to that man on the mat who made the gutsy and correct call. Dennis Bookman of drums was the official, and the ejected fan turned out to be the mayor of Bethlehem, Mother of God. Strange things are happening. Finally, since Sunday is St. Patrick's Day, let me leave you with an Irish toast. I'm only half Irish. My mom was a Gallagher girl. But speaking for all the Irish, and there's none down here, who may, let's do the toast. Here it is. All those who love us, love us. And those who don't love us, may God turn their hearts. And if he doesn't turn their hearts, may he turn their ankles so we may know them by their limping. Till Monday, happy St. Patrick's Day, everybody.
Students face new challenges and pressures from other students as they mature into their teens. These pressures could lead to destructive actions as well as the use of substances that could harm their bodies. At MMI Prep today, Sorrento Gardens held a special program to educate students on something that causes 30% of all cancer deaths. Staff plus Sorrento Gardens student board members showed 6th through 8th graders the dangers of smoking tobacco. It included hands-on stations that show the chemicals that are in cigarettes and the effects they can have on your body.
It's better to start at a younger age because they can get their friends involved, they can make them aware of these dangers, and carry them through high school and the rest of their lives up into college and even after.
Part of the main reason why kids become involved in these things is simply because they don't know about it. And so we're trying to prevent that today and sort of just inform them about these things and that they're out there.
The program was held in recognition of National Kick Butts Day, which takes place on March 20th. And MMI Prep, a busy place these days. All of your favorite storybook characters will come to life tonight during the school's performance of Into the Woods. Christina Papa was there today to talk about the big opening night.
It's Little Red Riding Hood, Jack and the Beanstalk, Rapunzel, and all your favorite storybook characters like you've never seen them before.
The show is pretty much a compilation of fairy tales with Sondheim's own special twist on it. So it's a really remarkable piece, honestly. I was so glad that we were going to be able to do something so remarkable.
MMI Preparatory School in Freeland presents Sondheim's Into the Woods. For Marianne, this play is extra important. This will be her last performance at MMI. She says performing with her friends makes this musical that much more fun.
I couldn't have asked for anything better for my senior year, honestly. All of these people are just really close to me. And just after 6 years of working with everyone and getting to know everyone and seeing them all grow in their own special way, it's been a really great experience.
But it's not all fun and games. There's a lot of hard work that needs to be done before the curtains can open.
Tech Week will have practices every single week because you have to memorize all your parts, you have to make sure that everything is perfect, and songs, especially if it's a musical, it just makes it so much harder because you have to master the musical element of it.
The plot may follow popular fairy tale characters, but that doesn't mean adults won't also enjoy this musical.
The younger children would enjoy the fairy tale aspect of it, but then the older children and adults would enjoy the maturity and of the plot.
So does this fairy tale close with a happy ending?
Is Cinderella's prince going to find her Are they going to be able to bring the cow back to life?
The kids say you'll have to join them for either of their performances on Friday or Saturday to find out.
Come see Into the Woods.
The school will open its curtains tonight at 7. Christina Papa, News 13, Hazleton.
So break a leg, guys. That's News 13 for your Friday. Thank you so much for joining us. You can catch this newscast again with rebroadcast throughout tonight, or just go to News 13's website any old time, SSPTV.com, where you'll always find the local and regional news you need and the community news you want. For the entire News 13 team, thank you so much for joining us. I'm Kathy Bazinski. Have a great St. Patrick's Day weekend.